Ahoy there, trader, and welcome back. This is the Anti-Investor Swing Trading Podcast. Let's talk about the Santa Rally. Now, there's an old rhyme on Wall Street. If Santa Claus should fail to call, bears may come to call at Broaden Wall. And we'll come on to the meaning of that later on. But for now, most traders and market commentators tend to get confused over what a Santa Rally actually is. Now, some generalize on the run-up to Christmas Day, others call it the whole of December, and the truth is the Santa Rally is a very small window of trading during the festive period, and it was discovered in 1972. So let's sit back and examine together the details around the real Santa Rally. Hi, it's Phil. Welcome to the Anti-Investor Swing Trading Podcast, where we talk about swing trading stocks, stock options, and index futures. My goal is to help the next 1,000 traders become financially independent and retire early from the financial markets by providing the right tools to use, the rules to follow, and the software to assist you so that you don't make the same mistakes that I made. And from now on, I'll be your personal swing trading mentor to show you the way. So if you're ready, let's do this. So the Santa Rally, traders all over the world get this wrong. The Santa Rally is not the whole of December, and neither is it the week running up to Christmas Day. The Santa Rally can bring a short and yet respectable rally at the end of the year. Now specifically, it's the last 5 days of the year and the first 2 trading days of January. And it's such a small trading window, and yet the world loses its collective mind over it every single year. And the way it's spoken about, it would make you believe that the movement is some spectacularly sized move that is going to make the whole year in a very short space of time. And the reality is while it is consistently positive and it does exist, it only shows an average gain of 1.3% in 1950. Now let's compare that to today's markets. The average Santa Rally, 1.3%. But right now, the current single day average range of movement, as measured by the average true range tool, is approximately 80 S&P points, or 1.9%. The current volatility of today's markets is greater than the expected average of the Santa Rally. Now, last year, just to put that into comparison as well, last year, December 2021, the ATR was 50 points and the approximate price of the S&P was 46.50, and that is about 1.07%. Now, the point is that this is not an earth-shattering movement, but the way that the market commentators and talking heads, they lose their mind over it, and it just boggles the mind. Now, the current market environment and pre-pandemic environments, I'm not particularly impressed with the movements that are consistently talked about. Now, what is interesting about this whole phenomenon is that if this baby Santa bull movement, it doesn't actually rampage through Wall Street as expected, then the bears will certainly come calling, which has a historic precedent. And that was the kind of the underlying message of the old Wall Street saying. If the Santa Rally doesn't come calling, then we're expecting a bear market. Now, what is interesting is that the bear percentage movements look far fatter for me to get excited about. Certainly for the short sellers, to come about, not necessarily in a short trading period, but it could be an indication that, hey, the bear market is about to come roaring ahead again. So if we don't see the Santa Rally and we see a Santa sell-off, again, it can be a precursor to the bear market indications. And again, there's a lot of historical precedent for that to happen as well. So I find that more interesting, while it happens with obviously less frequency. The bear indications are far more interesting than the regular bull rally, which is just not big enough to get excited about. So the bottom line is, the Santa Rally does indeed exist. I'm not denying it. However, the bigger question is it worthwhile trading? And again, for me, a 1.3% rise on average, it's just not worth getting excited about. It's certainly not waiting all year for and trying to, have one big win. But again, everyone goes crazy for it. Now, there are many seasonal and cyclical market behaviors in the markets, and I prefer to use them in my trading as an augmentation. I refer to a lot of the discretionary analysis as O and analysis, in that I'm going to place the trade that I've found anyway, because I've got a time-tested rule-based trading system. It tells me when and what to trade. And when I see something extra, it's and I see that there's a seasonal pattern. And this may mean that I can enhance my trading choice. I'm going to place the trade anyway, but because of the Santa rally, I may decide to time my trade differently. I could increase or decrease position size accordingly, depending on how I want to take advantage or play defensively against these seasonal events. Again, I get to decide in a variety of different ways how I want to take advantage or play defensive against it, as I've just said. Again, my normal stance is I'm going to place the trade anyway, because that's what the system says to do. That's my default. And then I can add extra things accordingly. Now, as an aside, starting with guesstimations, the seat of the pants method, as so many traders choose to use, the discretionary stance, essentially, is not usually the best place to start in any trading decision. Again, I've already mentioned, I prefer a mechanical trading decision. Find the opportunity first, and then enhance it with discretion as an optional extra. So I don't lead with discretionary decisions. I don't lead with cyclical that's a tongue twister, cyclical analysis. I prefer to start with the rules first. Again, I refer to what I do as a production line trading system for a reason, and that's the reason. I get to mechanically say, this is the trade I am placing at this particular time. I can systematically find the trade that the system tells me to follow, then I choose to optionally enhance it with discretion. And to stick with this factory metaphor, it's kind of like I'm going to make the product anyway, but I can customize it after it's completed. I can paint go faster stripes on it if I want to. So that's all for today. As always, thank you for giving me your time and attention and making me a part of your regular routine. If you like what you've heard today, be sure to follow and listen to the very first episodes, and several episodes for that matter, where I map out my most profitable money-making strategies for you so that you can follow along with the way that I like to trade. For now, have a wonderful day. I'll speak to you at the same time next time. Toodaloo! Keep in mind that futures, options on futures, stocks and stock option trading involves a degree of risk that may not be suitable for all investors. Past performance is no guarantee of future performance. Anti-Investor provides educational information and does not provide financial advice.